What's going on, good people? Welcome back to another episode of Trading My Live Account. Today is day number 21. It's July 7th, 2023. We made some trades today, so let's get into it. First thing we want to talk about, let's start off with our key levels that we have on the chart today. So we have yesterday's closing price right around 34,128, and that played a major factor all throughout today's session. Now, today was also a non-farm payrolls release, so we had a little bit of volatility at the open. Not as much as we usually have on a non-farm payrolls type of day, but volatility nonetheless. But I decided to just not trade it and just wait for the aftermath to see if I could find any good trades later on in the day. So let's start our analysis over here at 8:30. So we had the spike, came back, created a higher low, retested the bottom of the zone, and came back to retest resistance one more time, which was not too far away from yesterday's closing price. Was right above it, like maybe by 20 or 30 points. And then we stayed above yesterday's closing price for what, maybe for 3 candles. And then from that point forward, we stayed below that all the way up until the market opened, and at least until 10 o'clock today. So we initially sold off. We created this higher low. So you know me, when I chart up, whenever I see a higher low, I like to draw it up, draw a level of support across from the lows of that higher low, and then use that as a reference level throughout the rest of the day. So if the trend is really strong to the upside, I can use this level as a reference point to go long from. Or if the trend is more so to the downside, I can use this level as a reference point to go short from. So depending on which market scenario you run into, you can use it for either one. So eventually we made our way back up to yesterday's closing price and retested this area that we initially tried to break out from. We got rejected, created a lower high, and then moved all the way back down to this support level that we drew from the higher low from about 8:40 this morning. Now, once I saw that happen, I was like, okay, I see that we formed a double top up here, 1 and 2. We created a lower high. So anytime I see a double top and a lower high, that immediately conveys to me that we are in a downtrend. So I immediately started looking for my sell signal. So I'm like, okay, if we just move past what used to be support and we broke past it, we should come back to retest it. So if we do retest it and I see prices moving away from that level, I want to get in. So that's what led me to trade one. So I shorted in a downtrend as prices came back to retest resistance, which also happened to be a breakout retest. I was able to get a nice scalp trade this morning, and that's pretty cool. You know, usually in the pre-market, it moves a little bit slow, but because today was non-farm payrolls, we had a lot more volatility, so I was able to take advantage of that. So after trade one, we see prices pull back up, they retest the trend line, and then from that point forward, the downtrend continued. We kind of consolidated a little bit right here, and then from that point forward, that was right when the market opened at 9:30. We sold off. But then when the market opened, we had a huge spike to the upside, and that actually led me to trades 2 and trades 3. So let's read our notes. I went long twice, and I expected for prices to continue moving towards yesterday's closing price, but I bought a whole lot too high. And you know, that's a common theme that I've been having go wrong for me over these past couple of weeks as I've been trying to get through drawdown. Is I'll get a little bit too excited when it comes to a trade, because I had the right idea. I see the momentum, so I want to join in with the momentum and be on the long side. But looking back in retrospect, what I should have considered was going long a little bit earlier in the sequence. Because I remember as prices were moving up to retest this level of support from that higher low from earlier in the pre-market session, as prices came back to test that level, I saw how strongly they were coming into that level, and I said, more than likely the momentum would keep going. But I hesitated and I didn't go long right there because I'm like, I'm not quite sure. Maybe it would, maybe it wouldn't. So if I do want to take a trade like this where I want to join in with the momentum, it's better to just go long at that initial thought that you had, like, oh, okay, this is probably going to be a big momentum move. Because when you think that, everybody else is thinking it too, and they keep buying it up, and that's why prices are rising. But if you wait too long to the point where you feel like you have great confirmation, like, okay, I know for sure that the trend is going up, usually that's when the move starts to kind of fizzle out a little bit, because that's when people begin to take profits and prices usually move down after that. And that's exactly what we saw right here. And I just think that's another reason and another example of why buying at the highest price of the swing is a low probability trade, the same way that going short at the lows of a swing is a low probability trade. So that's just definitely something for me to keep in mind going forward in the future, because this problem right here has definitely been a nagging factor for me. So then we eventually we do pull back and we come back to retest that level of support, and we form a consolidation zone right here. Now this is where I took trades number 4 and 5, where I went long once again, expecting for that higher low to hold up and for prices to continue moving back higher towards yesterday's closing price. Now that is what happened, but I was a way too early on trades 4 and 5, because I'm expecting for that higher low to hold up. Now the selling was strong enough for that higher low to get broken temporarily, but then it immediately bounced back and had nothing but green candles all the way back up. So that right there could be considered a false breakout. Now all of that happened all of that happened after I took trades 4 and 5. Now when trades 4 and 5 were taken, really what I had to work with was this consolidation area. So when it comes to a consolidation area, one of my biggest rules is to not trade from the middle of the zone or from the opposite extreme. So when I say opposite extreme, you got to think about which direction you're trying to trade the consolidation in. I was looking to go long within this consolidation period, so I should not be going long at the top of the consolidation zone. If I do want to go long in a zone, I can only go long from the bottom, not from the middle, not from the top. It's only one way for me to play it. So in this scenario, I just made a couple mistakes and I didn't play it the right way, or trade it the right way, excuse me. So I should have bought at the bottom of this consolidation zone and then been able to take it to the top. And if I wanted to, I could have caught that trade number 5 as well and been able to double up and make 2 good trades back to back. But I had the right idea, but it's not just about seeing the right things in the market. It's also about trading those setups the right way. And that's something that I've been trying to work on all week, and something that I need to continue working on, and I got to get better at. So I think that'll be my main focus going into this weekend's back testing session. Just really focusing on relaxing, not trying to take every trade that pops up. I think what I need to do is really get back to the type of trading that I know I'm used to, which is being more patient, observing what I see in the market, and then just waiting until I see my best setup pop out at me. And then when I see that setup, I'm not just going to jump to it and jump ahead of the gun. What I want to do is analyze the market, find the best possible points of entry, and then take the trade from that point and be able to live with the results, win or loss. So pretty much that's the main focus that I have this weekend. But I would say overall, man, it's been a decent week. I had some ups and downs, but I definitely learned a whole lot, and I'm gonna take that into this weekend, come back on Monday as a better trader. And until then, you guys, take it easy.